I'm so grateful you've come to our table. This table is your home and your family for these couple of hours.
Especially because we're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of pop-ups and meal series on a farm or on a beach or whatever. The difference in what we do, we're black and brown people at a table together in a black and brown neighborhood, claiming space, and that's political. At the same time, we want it to feel like you're at your family's table.
We fuse food and art and justice together in honor of the legacy of our ancestors.
My grandmother cuts onions with a steak knife. Like a really dull steak knife. We're trying to tap into this generational survival of our peoples.
When you were a child, what was it that your parents, caretakers, or elders gave you to help you heal?
And we work with dozens of collaborators, poets, musicians, community organizers, cooks.
The people! Thank you very much.
This year, we've been working in West Oakland on a 4-part meal series, all with the goal of inspiring action in the world.
What we say is we are from the farm to the kitchen, to the table, to the streets. Because for us, every meal does not end at the table. It should carry us out into the streets to feed our resistance. White supremacy, land theft.
Between communities of color, there's so much connection to a history of oppression and a system that has something to gain by keeping us apart.
The table provides us this opportunity where we can have our cultures and hold space together.
These are candy-coated sunflower seeds on a chocolate disc, referring to a craft that was made in an internment camp. It can be hopefully a way to talk about some really difficult and really personal stories.
One of the meals that we are creating is in remembrance of Executive Order 9066 that incarcerated Japanese Americans during World War II.
4 nurseries, all during the war.
Flora Ninomiya, she was born in Richmond, where her family have been cultivating flowers for over 100 years. She grew up in the internment camps.
This is incredible.
I still remember that long train trip. I was 7 years old. I remember going to this very isolated desert area and living in the barracks that were built by the United States Army. My father was sent to a separate prison camp from us, and he must have really suffered during those times. He never spoke about his experiences. And for a long time, I didn't either.
We want to honor this legacy and how it connects to so many other communities today.
Being Muslim and also an international student from Pakistan, to hear Flora's story, I was really interested in her struggle, but also her survival. And she is so powerful. So what I'm doing, I picked these camellias from Flora's land, and I am dyeing and embedding these plants into textiles as part of the table setting.
So the next course that's coming out is inspired by the crafts that were made in camp. And
this meal is so important because it's such a great show of solidarity.
And try not to cross. Try not to cross. Yeah, try not to cross.
Like that?
Yeah.
The Muslim travel ban and the idea that we don't belong here. That's how the Japanese were seen. We're part of the same struggle.
Misha, her wonderful fabric wrapped up our dessert course. I untied the furoshiki, and then there was this wonderful dessert from my childhood.
And this is a dark bead.
Even though we were focusing on and really giving voice to a Japanese American experience, everybody who came just had respect for each other.
The Nikkei resistors are opposed to all forms of social injustice.
And the sense that everybody's story was important. Nobody mattered more than anybody else in the space.
And the food that was served today, to me, it's my soul food. So I thank you for that.
Can you raise your hand if you're working as a server, working and taking care of the tables?
We have been building to This last meal called Streets, a 500-person meal down a city block.
Welcome, everyone. I'd like to invite you to take your seats.
This long table is an imprint. The street is a reminder of what we've collectively been creating together in the face of eviction and displacement and gentrification in the neighborhood.
We want it to feel like the living room of West Oakland this afternoon. And as we think about what home and public means...
Because this land was originally indigenous land. The first taste is a indigenous tea, and the first honor is to the Ohlone people.
Generations of young people can grow up empowered to be Ohlone, to be of this land, and know that they're home.
And the menu is inspired by the Black Panther Party free breakfast program. Cornbread and collard greens and pulled chicken with a homemade barbecue sauce. A salad with a tamarind dressing.
These are recipes of resilience. The strength of our communities is at its heart, the meals that we share together. The Panthers recognize that with the free breakfast program for school children and People's Kitchen Collective. We try to continue that work and that legacy.
We are gathered here at this intersection of 28th and Magnolia for many different reasons. 50 years ago, little Bobby Hutton was shot at this intersection.
There was a shooting that happened here between the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense and OPD, and little Bobby Hutton was shot and killed. There were 1,500 rounds of bullets shot into the intersection. There are no plaques, there are no statues, and that invisibility is something that strikes me so much.
When there are no monuments here, we hold that memory. We eat to hold that memory. We cook to continue that memory.
Every meal, we want you to be fed and your mind to be nourished. We want you to be moved out into a place where you're publicly advocating for the issues that matter.
So we're asking everyone, hold a poster way up high. The remedies are in our kitchens. And now we dance.